Hello, everyone. Welcome to Game Junk Prototype Episode 36, recording on Friday, November 13th, 2020. My name is Frank.
My name is Sean.
And my name's Andrew.
And I can't even contain my happiness. It was looking pretty fucking grim this week, I'll tell you what. PlayStation launch week, Xbox One Series X launch week. Who gives a fuck? We'll talk about it, but none of us had pre-orders for that system. I'll be honest, I did try a little bit, really not too hard, on Tuesday to find one without any luck. But Sean and I both had pre-orders for the PlayStation 5, and shipping notices were going out a little late on Wednesday afternoon. And I finally got mine, and it said Tuesday. You're getting it Tuesday. My life was over. I was like, I don't know what to do. This is the worst week of my life. I'm ruined. Sean's like, oh, mine's coming Monday. I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, how much out? Sean, what time did your order go in? And I had to check mine. I was like 5 minutes after his. And I
pretty much same time, yeah.
I didn't get my notice until the next day. I'm like, this is bullshit. Sean's trophies aren't even close to mine. He doesn't. But anyway, I was like, fuck. I was resigned. I was like, okay, it's Tuesday. Make do. So I ended up buying Miles Morales, Valhalla, Call of Duty, Pathless, and some other stuff, and started playing them on PS4 with maybe the potential to double platinum them. So I still played those games thinking I wasn't going to get my PlayStation. And then today, first of all, the Best Buy link said it was still Tuesday. When I actually copied and pasted the tracking number in Canada Post, it said it was coming today. So Sean got his earlier today. I don't know how far along he is. I'm pretty deep at this point, not going to lie. But, you know, we got to celebrate. This is literally, I haven't felt this good since I literally can't think of when. I've never been happier in my life. But, you know, I was talking about this. I got this, let's see if we can see it here, a PlayStation cigar that Pixel Nuts procured for me back at GDC 2014, or at least I thought it was the PlayStation experience, but it smells like shit.
Light it up, boys. Light it up.
Disgusting. I'm like, fucking sully it up. So,
number of hours in a
is it dangerous to smoke a cigar that's 6 years old? I don't think so. It probably just tastes like ass, right?
Yeah, it'll just be really dry and basically it'll taste. That's so classic.
Should have kept that in your
the barbecue lighter. Beautiful.
Should have been keeping that in your. Frank, you should have been keeping that in your Scarface Humidex.
You'll probably just burn your lungs a bit.
Humidor, bud.
Humidor, sorry.
Weather channel, pal. It's falling apart in my mouth. Oh yeah, happy PlayStation Day. It happened. We're here. Hey Drake, what the fuck's going on? Oh, this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
You got quite a bit of cigar shit in your mouth still.
Yeah, it's spreading everywhere.
You know, usually you don't bite it off like an animal, but
oh, I know, I'm just fucking around. I don't have an actual cutter, you know.
You also you should keep it in your mouth to while you light it to let it actually burn better.
This is fucking
rookie.
I will, if someone messaged me and says, you know, I checked eBay, that cigar is worth like $1,000, I might kill myself.
But now that it's
been a waste for Game Junk to fucking
now it's been partially
cigar.
smoked. Partially smoked by you. It might even be worth
partially
more.
Smoked by Game Junk podcast. It might worth 2 G's.
I mean, it's the perfect time, Frank. There's no better time to be smoking a PlayStation stogie. So, you know, absolutely, it was the right decision.
Anyway, let's get into it. While I'm sucking back on this cigar, John, what the fuck's going on, bud? How's your PlayStation? Hey, Andrew, don't even talk. You're not involved today.
I know.
You got no game.
Well, Huck City's got his dev kit coming. He's got his own horror story to tell. Yeah, mine was supposed to be coming Monday, and then just today it switched and said that it was out for delivery. So I definitely was feeling very hopeful. It showed up around lunchtime. just a great feeling. I mean, my PlayStation VR adapter showed up yesterday, and I was like,
That's
"Fuck,
fucking huge.
that's
That's
don't
huge.
add insult to
I'm
injury,
sorry
man."
for
Like,
cursing so much today. I've just never been more excited in my life. I got a huge cigar in my mouth, so.
but I haven't had that much time to play it. I did play, like, I bought Spider-Man Miles Morales the day before and played a bit of it, and played a bit of the Pathless on my iPhone. But I maybe had like a couple hours with the PS5 so far today. So I have some thoughts with regards to the UI and stuff like that. We can get into it. I mean, I am definitely excited. Just need some more time. Need some more FaceTime with this thing.
Yeah, I've never been more excited in my life. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the unboxing process. What did you think of the setup, Sean? Got to be honest. Getting that little piece out of the bottom where you have to screw it in, not the best. Just like take that thing out. Well, what am I going to do? Am I going to break this thing? Give me some kind of tool. Help me out. Like, what the fuck?
Talking about for the stand?
Yeah. You got to take out a little plastic plug, and it just says take it out. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Don't know what to do. Don't want to break this thing.
Well, I attempted to make an unboxing video for it because the kids, like Kieran in particular, made me promise not to open it before he got home from school. And then I thought, well, it'd be kind of fun to just do an unboxing. What's that?
So it's a good thing I don't have kids because I wouldn't be willing to
So I thought it'd be fun to make a little unboxing video with them, and it kind of turned into chaos. But one thing, I mean, from what I've seen, the packaging for the Xbox Series X is a lot nicer than the packaging for the PS5. So,
well, thankfully, you don't decide console wars based on packaging.
No, you don't. No, you do not.
Is a piece of shit. My box was like half torn, the outer layer. Thought about a lawsuit, but I'll let it go. I'm in too good of a mood. You got lucky, Best Buy. I'm in a good mood today. Nothing's gonna get my way. So, I will say, I fired it up. The only mistake was when it had assistive language of reading out the things, I hit the wrong thing. And so as I was entering every setting on it, I was getting the PlayStation talking to me, and I was like,
"Oh no!
Oh, this is not the perfect experience I thought it would be." But it's pretty sweet. It is big. Mine fits fine. That was a concern of yours, Sean. I guaranteed you it would fit in your space. Was I right?
Well, I didn't try to put it in the one upstairs. I still feel like it wouldn't fit. It's definitely big, but it fits fine on the TV stand I got from Jay. So
you go try that out for me right now.
I'll do some measuring later. But I mean, I have it on its side. Do you have it standing upright, Frank?
Of course.
Yeah?
Am I a heathen?
I don't know.
What do I look like? Someone who bites off a cigar with my mouth?
It's getting pretty gross. Might be time.
I can't. I know for a fact you didn't get an ashtray or anything, so I'm just waiting for that thing to ash all over your chair and like burn through it.
And maybe a fire.
I did get a cup of water to dump it in shortly. So.
Oh, okay. There you go. Thinking ahead a little bit there. Yeah. It's a unique technique, but you know.
I'm a unique guy.
So, but Huck, what happened with your dev kit there?
Oh, it's not too exciting, but I checked last night where it was, and it was in Memphis, Tennessee. So I figured, okay, no problem. Today I go to my parents' house. I get a call or an email at 10 in the morning that it's out for delivery. 1 o'clock, they say they tried to deliver it. Obviously, I'm not there. So then I get home at around 8. Says, oh, you can pick it up anytime after 6. Place is open till 9. I go there. Place is closed. Only open 10 to 6. Not open Saturday or Sunday. So now I have to wait till Monday, maybe Tuesday. I'm not sure when I'll be able. Like 10 to 6. Not really ideal timing for me. So I'm more of a like after 7 type of pickup guy. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. I might have to just throw the kids in the car and say we're going for a ride after school and go pick up the old dev kit.
Absolutely.
Yep. So, and then there's some other tech issues, but I don't need to get into those.
Right. So, okay. So, Frank, what's your, like, what was the first game you loaded up and was your first experience like?
You gotta start at the beginning. Astrobot missions. Is that what it's called? I don't even know what the fuck it's called.
Astro's Playroom, I believe, is the title.
Astro's Playroom. You got to get the full DualSense experience. Not to mention, it's the only game on there to start. So,
yeah,
I didn't do any transfer over from my PS4. Wanted to make sure if there's any exploits that get released in the future where I can get free trophies by carrying something over. I didn't want that to be messed up at all. So, didn't carry anything over. Went in clean, just in case. I'm waiting for these trophy reports. A lot of questions as to how trophy lists are being handled here. So,
well, just on that topic. So I didn't know about that whole process. So like one of the first things it asks you when you're setting up is, do you have a PS4? If you do, it will try to connect to it and sync your games and data over, which I thought was cool. I was like, okay, let's do that. But what I didn't realize, I mean, I guess I should have, but like it's literally copying the actual games, not just like the save files, the actual games. So like I picked a couple of games that I thought I would want to play on the PS5, and then it was just taking forever. So I don't know if they have an option to just do the save games, but it makes a lot more sense to just re-download the games than to copy them from your PS4.
I mean, if you need to start over, it's all good. Just if you have PlayStation Plus, just use your cloud backups or whatever for that.
Yeah.
So anyway, first game was Astrobot, and I got a few inside messages from people who had been playing it in the US on day one. And I was hearing stuff about the DualSense. Perhaps that it's a game changer. You know who you are out there. You've heard the things. You sent it. And I was a little skeptical, not going to lie. It's just a controller. It's nothing new here. We've seen controllers before. But it is an amazing controller. And I got to say, I put about 2.5 hours into the Astro's Playroom. That game is fucking amazing. I would say at this point, it is my game of the year. I know it's short, but I mean, I was having so much fun with it as a PlayStation fanboy. I mean, all the like artifacting of stuff from old PlayStations and like all these little Easter eggs and nods to PlayStation history, including like the end of each level where it's the menu screen for whatever console it's featuring. It is amazing. Like for free. I mean, I know it's not a long game, but I'm all about quality over quantity. At this point, it's my game of the year.
Wow.
Now, Final Fantasy VII Remake is probably close, but I was loving what I was playing in that game.
Well, I liked it as well. I didn't get...
Play it, I got to ask.
What's that?
Was it the first thing you played as well, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it is. And I liked it a lot as well. I didn't I maybe put like half an hour, 40 minutes into it. So I don't know that I got as deep into it as you did. But I mean, the haptic stuff with the DualSense is very cool. The only thing that I was thinking about it that, it makes you wonder like, okay, so is this, obviously this game is a bit of a tech demo for that kind of stuff. Is this stuff that is going to be in a lot of games moving forward, or is this just like, a lot of times there's cool things that they show off at console launch and then it just fades away and nobody uses it, right?
Sean, I'm not Nostradamus. I don't know what's going to be, what's going to happen. All I can say is I was loving it for the extent of this game. And if developers don't use it, that's on them because it is pretty cool. And I know the social media feeds for PlayStation have been like showing how games use the triggers specifically, I think. So I think there is quite a bit of use going into it. Whether that will continue, I'm not sure, but gotta say, for a free game, I couldn't be more impressed. I thought it was super polished, super fun, and I'm gonna put out this cigar right now because it's driving me crazy. Done. Goodbye.
Good idea. Yeah, I mean, I really liked it as well. I think, it's just one of those things where, with like multi-platform games, like, are people going to put the effort in to specifically do the haptic stuff just for PS5? Like, I think a lot of the Sony first party stuff will support it for sure, but will be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I guess the analogy I would make is the light bar on the controller, which, I mean, I developed games and we would try to do those features to a bit. We would use the light bar on the PlayStation 4. We would try to do like achievement progress tracking on the Xbox. So it's not super hard to do it. I don't know if this version is hard to do. I would assume it's semi-reasonable. And if you have a creative idea, it's not too bad. But I don't know. I think most developers, if it's not too much work, definitely will do it. It's not like it's not like doing another controller support or an aim controller or whatever. It's like, it's already there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a little bit like you're already doing Rumble, I'm sure. So it's just like adding on to that. And
you're going to have some, like, why can't I think of it? Shelled out code for platform specific stuff. So it can't be that bad. I guess it would be curious to know from a dev perspective, if you do like a version for PlayStation 5, if it like down converts or like the API just has previous calls for PlayStation 4, so you don't even have to think about it. It just does some version of it, and you really have to code it once rather than two versions for PS4 and PS5. I'm not sure, but that would be nice, I think.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Huck, well, maybe one day he'll know. I don't think he can tell us officially, but
no comment.
Might know some things.
Might know already. I do not.
But you could probably write some code maybe that is, once you find out like how the PS5 works, you could write your Rumble code to do that. And then for all the other platforms that are more straightforward, you could basically round whatever numbers those are to like 1 or 0 or somewhere in between, and then kind of go from there. Make it simpler.
Pro Rumble and noob Rumble, like old shitty pathetic Rumble. You know, those.
That's right.
Just give them some good names. Okay, let's get into more games, I guess. Huck, you haven't had much to say.
Nope.
You're not part of the party. I'm sorry.
Nope. Fine. I'm enjoying the conversation.
But do you have any questions? Like, are you like, man, I have so many questions for these guys. They have a PlayStation 5. Can you tell me?
Not about the Rec Room. Oh, I do actually have a question, but it's about Spider-Man and PS4, specifically PS5. How was the save transfer process?
I'm glad you brought that up. I don't know if you had the same experience I did, Frank. At first, it was a little confusing because I thought I had the save file in the cloud, so I just went. I installed it on the PS5. Went to start it up.
Spider-Man 4 Deluxe, not Miles Morales, right? I'm assuming.
Oh, is that what you're asking about?
Well, either.
I assume, yeah.
Either.
Okay.
Well, kind of both, actually.
I'm just saying for the listeners, because there's like two versions on PlayStation 5.
Yeah, there's the remaster.
So you bought the deluxe version, which came with Miles Morales for PS5, Spider-Man remastered for PS5, and I think if you didn't have the old Spider-Man, you get that as well, but I'm not 100% sure on that on PS4.
I didn't get the deluxe version. I just got Miles Morales.
Oh.
Okay. So did you play it on PS4 before?
Yeah, so I started playing it on PS4 on Wednesday. Yeah, I think. And then, so then I downloaded it on the PS5, started the game, just thought the save file would be there. It wasn't there, but there's this option that says download save or something. So I hit the button, it waited a minute, and it said error. I was like, okay, weird. So then I went to the cloud. I went to like the app, the system utility, went to the cloud, tried to bring in the save file, which I did, and it was there. Still didn't work. And I was like, what the heck? So then I looked it up, and there's like, you have to go into the PS4 version of Spider-Man Miles Morales, hit R1 at the title screen, and there's like an upload save file option, and then you go back into the PS5 version and you hit R1 and there's a download save file version. So I don't know if there's some weird conversion that has to happen between the PS4 and PS5 save or something.
Yeah,
But I think just copying a PS4 save straight over doesn't work.
well, I for one would not want them to do that automatically. Because I don't know what's going to happen with trophies. If I copy my progress over, I'm assuming I won't get previous trophies. It's not going to like automatically give them to me. So I don't want that to happen automatically. So I'm glad they're giving the choice. It sounds like it is kind of gross, not going to lie.
So hang on. Stop right there. There are 2 separate trophy lists for PS4 and PS5?
Oh yeah, baby. And
Really?
other people don't like that. That's literally the greatest thing that could have happened. I will have platinum by the time we talk next Friday. I would almost guarantee I've platinumed Miles Morales twice.
Okay.
Sounds likely.
I'm 50% on the PlayStation 4 version already, so I'm pretty close.
Yeah, so I actually went back and played or finished the PS4 Spider-Man version this week as well.
Nice.
Which I don't know how far I was. Like I thought I was like halfway. It felt like it didn't. I don't know. Maybe it was like another 5 hours or something, and I was done. But just to branch off on that for a second, like I remember liking the game, but feeling like some of the combat stuff, it never totally clicked with me. And obviously some of the stealth missions and stuff I thought were not great. But I was really enjoying it, like playing the second half of Act 2 and all of Act 3. I don't know if I just got to a point where I had the right mods and things to make combat a little easier or something, but I was feeling the flow, you know, like when I originally had played it, obviously the comparisons to the Arkham series are there, and I like those games quite a bit, and I just kind of felt like it's close, but something's off. I just couldn't, you know, I would always kind of get hit when I didn't expect to, and then my flow would constantly get broken, and it was just frustrating. But I don't know, this time around it was beautiful. Loved it. So I'm not sure what changed, but yeah, I really liked the game. So.
And
what about you, Frank? What was your save situation? Or you just kept them separate? You didn't do any save?
I didn't carry anything over. Gonna have to. Honestly, it's going to take a lot of research to decide what I'm going to do here. I've done some digging, can't get the answers I need. Seems like some games are sharing trophies. Like I feel like Devil May Cry 5, when I went to look at that, it showed me I had progress already based on the other Devil May Cry 5. So each game is going to be its own adventure for me. Going to do a lot of research, figure out what's going on. But for now, I'm just focusing on PlayStation 5 exclusives on the PlayStation, and gonna try to I think Miles Morales I'll finish on PlayStation 4, then start another one on PlayStation 5, see what happens, and go from there. So
it sounds like you do not need PlayStation Plus to upload to the cloud for these cross-generation titles, and that you can do it through like some sort of backdoor system they have set up.
I think it's a per game basis. So I think what happened with Sean with Spider-Man, they have some server or some location for that R1 upload or whatever he said. And it's just a special system that's using Sony servers, I would presume. And it's just each game has their own system for doing that. Some might use the cloud save, some might not.
It is weird that the cloud save version didn't work. You'd figure that would be another, like both ways should work, right? You should be, if the same save file, unless on, not Sucker Punch. Wait, is it Sucker Punch?
Insomniac.
Insomniac. So unless Insomniac on their back end like converts the PS4 file into a PS5 file, and then when you download it, so like you actually get a different save format or something. Like I don't understand why the Sony cloud save wouldn't just work straight off the bat.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's because they can't guarantee people have cloud saves. Like they had to have a system that anyone could use.
I understand that, but why wouldn't the cloud save, like the PS Plus cloud save, work?
Because it's extra work.
Why is it extra work? It should be literally like transferring a file from your PS4 to your PS5 manually, and neither of those worked.
Yeah, I mean, I could have done something wrong, and I don't know if you had any other experience with any of the other games, Frank, but it just seemed weird to me. Something like I thought it would be quick and easy, and it was not. And it definitely felt that R1 thing felt like a game specific thing. So, because when you upload it as well, it says like you can only do this for one save game at a time or something like that, and it just felt strange.
Well, here's your homework for next week then, Frank. Beat on PS4, beat it on PS5 so there's no problems. Then delete your PS5 save file, upload your PS4 to the cloud, re-download on PS5 and see if it's there. Follow that?
Yeah, but I can't do that. I gotta when I beat on PS4, my first thing is going to be I'm gonna try to upload it and just like hope all the trophies. It just gives me all the trophies. That's
okay. Oh, I thought you didn't want to do it that way. I thought that's why I was saying.
No shame here. If I can get those trophies for free, I'm taking them.
Okay, then fine. Do it that way. That's even faster.
I mean, I kind of hope it doesn't let me. I hope they've cheat proofed it, but we'll see.
You know what? I think now that I think of it, when I pulled in the save file on the PS5, I think a bunch of trophies triggered. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I think that's what happens with Spider-Man anyway.
This day just got better. Oh my goodness.
Unless there's a trophy just for importing a save file. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
It just got even better. Oh yeah. So you want to talk Miles Morales now, or do you want to wait?
I mean, we could. I didn't play that much of it, but initial impressions. I definitely was really enjoying it. Like for me, you say sometimes, Frank, you go back and you replay the previous game in a series, and you kind of burn yourself out on it. I guess I just played the right amount. I came in and the controls felt very similar. Just kind of picked up where I left off. I felt there was at least one kind of new mechanic that I saw, that Venom punch thing that Miles Morales has, which is kind of cool. I had said before that it seemed like the game was a bit of a missed opportunity and that it wasn't fully embracing the Spider-Verse thing. But I don't know. They kind of are, like with the music and the personality of
Spider-Verse mode. There's a suit where to like do the kind of animation effects, stop motion-y type stuff from the movie.
Yeah, they did announce that, which I was happy about. And I assume it's probably similar to like when you beat the previous Spider-Man game, there's like a kind of 2D animated suit that gets unlocked.
Well, there's two things. There's the suit, so you can use the Spider-Verse suit. And another mod on one of the suits is, I've already turned it on and off, like it's there right from the beginning. So it just, the actual game, the frame rate, I don't know perfectly how to describe it, but it does it in the style of the Spider-Verse, which I turned off after 5 seconds.
It actually it basically like skips frames in animation. Yeah. So you basically have like two frames in a row of an animation, whereas the background and everything else is full speed.
So you're saying that's available from the start of the game, that part?
Pretty close. I turned it on really early, yeah.
Huh, okay, that's cool. But yeah, I mean, even aside from that, I thought, they kind of did capture, like, just from the personality, like the voice acting, the animations of like how he moves in the air and stuff. Like, I don't know, it felt like that character and it had a different flavor to it. And I was just kind of really digging it. Obviously the snow is awesome.
Oh, I mean, all the things I loved about it, presumably before, I still love the Christmas setting, all the lights, the snow, his jacket, all that stuff. I think it helps to have a new character. Like it feels different, and the story's kind of a new origin story in a way where it's like, okay, this is a totally new thing. And there's enough differences, like you said, with systems and powers that it feels a bit like a different game. And I think they've gotten rid of or improved the weakest stuff in the game. So, yeah, I'm digging it quite a bit.
Yeah, me too.
Like I said, halfway done. Hope to have it done this weekend, but Really enjoying it. I love that it's short. Oh my god, I love that it's short.
Yeah, what's the playtime on this thing that we're hearing?
I don't know. Like to platinum it is 10 to 20 hours. It said, but that includes you have to do New Game Plus to do a bunch of stuff. So I'm guessing 10 hours at most.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was feeling. Like I think the last one was like 18 hours or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah, 22, something like
Maybe
that. But I think
according
that
to how long to beat 6.5 for the
just
main story.
right? Okay.
Oh, okay.
12 for everything.
Yeah. Sounds about right. But I'm digging it. I have no problem with that at all.
Frank, did you play the remaster?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Might have to download that and see what happens with the trophies tonight.
You may be pleasantly surprised, or you may not be pleasantly surprised.
Either thing is possible. But so you had to actually fire up Spider-Man to export it?
Yeah, on the PS4, which
I have
seemed
to-
weird to me. Like, what if you got rid of
I
your
guess
PS4?
I have to I have a PS4. I have to re-download that entire game to get to the menu to export the save file.
Apparently, I like unless you did the full
Report back.
unless you did the full sync thing over Wi-Fi, which would take a long time.
I will report back. This could be a problem. Anyway, one small problem in this whole thing. Okay.
So the next game I'm most interested in is Demon Souls.
Which I played for about 2 hours today. And I had played the original Demon Souls when it came out. I bought it and was enjoying it, but again, I was just like, I don't get it. I didn't get the loop. I mean, I've slowly tried every Souls-like game since then, and eventually, as I've mentioned before, it clicked with Neo and then Sekiro. And I mean, the graphics are amazing. I will say I'm using the headset, what's it called? Let me get the name here.
Dual
This
sound.
is the Sony one. The Sony one you
Dual
bought, right?
sound?
I don't know. It's just a guess.
I thought it was the Pulse or something.
Oh yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. So the Pulse 3D wireless headset, and it sounds great. Like the sound is awesome. And I do like that finally, like the volume controls and mic stuff, like it has feedback on the system when you're changing that stuff. So that's nice. But looks great, sounds great. That opening level, I mean, I had played Bloodborne and couldn't get into it, but I feel like this game is a little closer to Sekiro for me in terms of just the feel and getting it right. So I'm really, really liking it. Again, still early. I had to create my character and stuff like that, which takes a little more time. But was definitely impressed with what I saw so far. There's a few reviews for that game, not from anyone major yet, but I think the Metacritic is currently at 92, which seems pretty good.
Pretty good? Yeah.
But, well, I think it'll drop, like I said.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, one of them is Game Informer, which has like kind of notoriously high reviews and stuff like that. So we'll see where that goes, but not enough time to say definitively how I feel, but probably the most next-gen feeling experience out of any of the games I played, along with Astro's Playroom.
You know, the mentioning the Metacritic scores, I looked earlier today, and I think the PS5 game that had the highest Metacritic score was Devil May Cry 5. But I don't remember where Demon's Souls was.
It's not. I don't. There
maybe
weren't.
it didn't have enough
particular
reviews.
yet. Like
Yeah.
yesterday, it didn't. I think they just started to come in. So.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. What's next?
So on the audio thing, did you notice any extreme difference with the like 3D audio? Because you'd think Astro's Playroom and Demon Souls would be the most likely to take advantage of it. Maybe Spider-Man as well.
I mean, it sounded really good. I typically don't play with headphones, so it's tough for me to.
Frank is not an audiophile.
I'm not. It's tough for me to say, like, without playing with headphones, how much of this is just because of headphones, right? So
Mhm.
maybe I can try it with a PS4 game or the same PS4 game and see if I notice a difference. But so far, it's been pretty impressive, I gotta say.
Well, that reminds me of probably the best thing about the PS5. No jet engine sounds thus far. So
True.
very happy about
Playing
that.
Miles Morales and Sackboy Adventures on the PlayStation 4, it was getting pretty loud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I got the charging stand set up. Gonna maybe give a 4K test tonight on some physical media. Life is good. It doesn't get much better. I don't know. I'm done. I'm fucked this weekend. I'm not gonna stop playing this. Sean, I don't know when I'm gonna watch the review.
Yeah,
Thank
I'm
God I
I'm a
already
little
watched,
worried about that too, to be honest with you. But
thank God I watched Holiday already, and I got one thing out of the way.
yeah, it's a good thing.
I got a holiday tonight with my PS5, and it's gonna be it is gonna be good.
All night long.
Just quick side also, the fact that the whole like jet engine sound thing, like how is that a thing? Like I feel like everybody just kind of accepted it with the PS4 Pro that most big major releases you're going to get that. Isn't that true? Like I feel like Spider-Man, God of War, Last of Us, like what other like every big first party game seems to cause that. And it's pretty ridiculous. Like it's really loud. Like you cannot like I had to play with headphones half the time if I actually wanted to hear what was going on in the game.
Chill, bro. But I got to put headphones on. It's not that loud. It's not breaking your eardrums. It's loud. Okay, we get it.
Okay,
Well,
guy.
I mean it's loud in that you would have to crank up your speakers quite a bit to hear it, and if you have kids sleeping, you might not want to do that.
That's
So,
true. I'd rather have a loud console than a disc drive that doesn't work ever when you try to watch a movie. So,
well, yeah. Speaking of which, there was some talk of the Series X having some disk drive issues out there. Didn't look into it too much, just saw some rumblings.
gotta wait for round two. Gotta wait for the next assembly. Check those SKUs. Got any info on that? Anyway, more games. Sean, do you have any other games you want to mention? Or
I didn't play any other games on the PS5. I did play the Pathless on my phone, so I don't know if you want to talk briefly about
I
that.
did basically the first area. As soon as I got out of that area to the first of 3 major areas, I said I'll just pause for now. So
Yeah, I think that's about where I was. But I mean, it kind of, I didn't really know what the game was, like the trailers looked intriguing, but I didn't really understand what it was. I would say it kind of falls into like games like Rhyme or there's a few other games that are like that. I can't think of any others offhand, but maybe like Ico or something where it's like there's puzzles, but they don't really explain a lot. The story is pretty minimal. There's just kind of like this abstract, mystical thing going on. And
maybe
you just
in
have
terms of look and vibe, I don't think gameplay it's like either of those games. Like it,
What about
its
yeah, maybe
focus
not.
is on like fast paced platforming in a 3D world. So
Right. Well, the traversal is definitely kind of the unique thing about it. So, like, you have a bow and arrow in the game, and I was surprised that you don't, at least from what I saw so far, you don't really use it to attack anyone. It is mostly used to hit these targets, which give you more boost and allow you to just move faster and kind of do jumps and stuff in the air, which is cool when you get into the flow of that, but it's just not what I expected. So, I mean, I was enjoying that aspect of the game.
yeah, the puzzle solving was a little clumsy in the first area. Obviously, there's a learning curve with some of that stuff. There's like this, I'm not quite getting the intricacies. I know it's like halfway aiming for a perfect bow hit on those icons, and otherwise a full charge. It gives you a little less dash charge. Still finding that a little finicky and like really understanding how to do that. We'll see if that gets better as time goes by, but in general, like the cinematic moments, the brief cinematic moments where it's focusing, like when you pet your eagle or like rub your eagle foot. Oh my god, I
That's
loved
pretty
it.
cool. Yeah.
Was just loving rubbing that eagle. That was
Absolutely.
the highlight. 100% was rubbing the eagle. Not even close.
How was the haptic on the eagle petting? Good haptic?
PS5. I've only played on PS4.
Oh, okay.
So the only stuff I played on PS5 is Astro missions or Playroom, whatever, and Demon Souls. So,
Demon Souls.
Okay.
Everything else I'm going to talk about was on PS4.
Yeah, I think the adaptive triggers, I don't know for sure if they use that in the Pathless, but it could make sense. I could see how they would use that with kind of like the powering up and stuff. So curious about that.
Yeah, just not enough time. Only had, 4 or 5 hours today. Just not enough time today.
Yep.
So do you have anything else you played, or is that it?
I think that's it for what I played. I had a couple quick thoughts on some UI stuff, but
Well, let's talk about it.
So one thing that was a little weird that took some getting used to is they got rid of, to turn off the system, you can't just hold down the PS button now.
I agree. It's kind of annoying.
So
Really?
yeah, it's weird because so you have, if you tap the PS button, there's like a sub menu that comes up that's kind of game specific. That's where like the achievement or trophy stuff and all that is, the activity cards or whatever they call them. And within that menu, there is an option to power it down. You got to scroll all the way to the right. Although I think I read a tip that you can just hit left to get there immediately, which maybe is a good little pro tip. But but if you hold down the PS button, then it brings you back to sort of the home menu of the PlayStation. So I guess that's why they got rid of that as the turn off system thing. But it's a little weird.
Agreed. Pretty annoying because I'm so used to that. That is so ingrained.
Yeah.
Going to rest mode, that was a little bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, it's just like, you want to turn it off real quick, and it's like now you got to hit it, go through a menu, but maybe we'll get used to it.
Yeah, I am definitely getting used to like the trophy pop-ups, and I hit the mic silence button by accident sometimes rather than the home button. So, definitely some learning curves still to go. I guess it's better than relearning where the A button is on the Switch and having to change everything.
Yeah, right.
If I can get through that, I can get through anything. Should I get into some other games, or is there any other general stuff about the console that we missed?
Did anyone have time to try out any gameplay video things?
No.
Like gameplay tip videos?
No, I did kind of briefly look at the activity cards just to try to see how they work I was looking with Astro's Playroom. And it's kind of weird because like, every single one of them gives you the option to just jump right there. And which is cool, but also it's weird how it kind of just turns the game into just like this checklist of activities. You know what I mean? It's just like like who cares? Like, because you kind of in the middle of playing through the story or whatever, but it's like, who cares about that? Just jump to these quick things you got to do in the game. Like, that's where they're putting the focus on, which seems a little weird to me, but I mean, it's got a lot of potential too. So really depends how the developers use it, I think.
Yep. Is there any other major features we've completely neglected here?
I don't think so. I mean, I haven't experimented with the built-in mic or anything yet. I did see that some people, there's a way to, I think they're on by default. There is a way to, there's a setting to have them off by default that, maybe you want to do. Can't think of anything else right now. Oh, I thought the menus looked fantastic. I don't know, like, was the PS4 menu HD or was that 4K?
I had a feeling on the Pro it was 4K, but I don't know for certain.
It feel like it just looks so much more crisp. It looks amazing. And maybe they just have like better artwork chosen and stuff too, but
So crisp.
yeah, big time.
All right, let me get into some other games, launch games, give my feedback. So I guess the first thing I'll talk about is Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I was so desperate for something new. And when I saw if you bought the PS4 version, you got the PS5 version, I'm like, I'm just buying it. I don't give a shit. And played that Tuesday night. It had been a while since I'd gotten into a Assassin's Creed game, and I'll probably say it'll still be a while. I played maybe 3 hours, 4, something like that, maybe a bit less, but I was finding it extremely clunky. Like movement, even climbing, which used to be like just holding the trigger and X. It's been a while since I've played, but I know there's a new combat system. I found like just getting around extremely clunky. So there's probably some of that is like adjusting to playing an Assassin's Creed game again. But even the missions, like I was doing this mission and it just started out of nowhere and I didn't know what was going on. Apparently I was supposed to chase some guy, and like the user experience of feedback and knowing what to do, maybe for people who've played the last 3, this is really obvious stuff. But for someone who's been away from it for a while, I thought it really just clunky in general is the perfect word for it. So I'm not saying I won't go back to it, but it didn't win me over. And then when I switched to Miles Morales 2 days later, and that like presentation and user experience just was like, okay, this is how I play games. I don't know what it is. I'm used to Sony. I know I'm biased, but this is what I'm used to. This is so much better for me personally. So
it's interesting. Just real quick on Valhalla, I saw a tweet from someone, I don't remember who, may have been Jason Schreier, comparing it to Breath of the Wild and saying that it was, a lot of environmental puzzles and not a lot of like repetitive side quests and stuff, which kind of had me intrigued. But that was,
I will say this, in the first city area I went to explore, there was a lot of different stuff, a lot of variety. I thought that was cool. There's actually a dice rolling game that they've made for it that I thought was kind of fun. I like that. The combat I'm not crazy about. Again, Sekiro has ruined just about every game for me when it comes to that stuff. But I don't know, I was not vibing with it at all. So we'll see what happens. I know there's a lot of bugs with it, maybe like a lot of bugs from what I can tell. So
that's too bad, because didn't they take an extra year or 2 on this one?
I don't think I know they did with Origins. Yeah, I think so. Odyssey was 2 years ago, so yeah, something like that. I think so. But we'll see. I'm not writing it off completely yet, but there was definitely a weird transition from a lot of the Sony first-party stuff I've played into that open world, and it did feel a bit like Red Dead in terms of its deliberateness with some stuff. So there is a learning curve, I'll admit, but I doubt I'll be getting back to that one anytime really soon. I will probably just wait to see if they fix some of the issues, like bugs and stuff like that. So the map was really good though. Like going into your Raven mode or whatever and seeing I still think that's amazing. Like their map stuff is some of the best out of any game. I thought that was great. Other stuff I played, a bit of Call of Duty Cold War. I played a bit, 3 to 4 hours of multiplayer last night on PlayStation 4 and was enjoying it. I mean, it's Call of Duty multiplayer. Some of the levels, the one in the desert I thought was really cool. There's like this parachute that's kind of waving, and I don't know, just have a cool look for a level, but it's Call of Duty. Not much to say at this point. Might try the campaign, and I guess this will be my first time. I'm going to attempt cross-play with Xbox people for the first time and see what that system's like or how it works. So I'm curious to see what happens there. Sackboy Adventures. Let's get into that. I was kind of excited for it. It was giving me a Mario 3D World vibe, which is one of my favorite Mario games that I don't think gets quite enough attention. And it's okay. It's still early. I'm like in the first world, close to being done the first world. And it's just kind of slow. Like there's no run button. I feel like it's really catered to kids, which I guess makes sense. But compared to, I could see how Astro is also catered to kids, but as an adult, I didn't feel that necessarily. Like it felt fun, and it felt like there was extra challenges for some more skilled gamers. And I thought like Mario games, it walked the line of, or it was more like universally designed for all ages. Where Sackboy, it really feels like this is for kids. Like this is very simple. So we'll see. I think it looks great. I like the polish of it. I'm curious there are some mechanics that I think might be more interesting with the DualSense. We'll see if that's the case in the future, but certainly didn't blow me away at this point, but it's okay. It's an okay platformer. Am I missing any games? Is that all of them?
Did you try Bug Snacks?
No, not yet. That's the only one I haven't tried yet.
Me neither.
I had to weigh in on Demon Souls because there was no reviews for it anywhere, and I was kind of wondering what it was all about. So, like, I know what the game is, but what this was like, and it's really polished. Like, it's impressive. Godfall reviews aren't great. That'll probably be a later purchase. Getting the itch to just buy Devil May Cry 5, even though I never played the first one and basically wasted money on that. Like, I still gotta have it. Got to have it. Because it supposedly looks amazing. And I don't know. I really want to try it. I think that's it. I feel like I'm missing a game.
Well, there's Watch Dogs Legion.
Not that.
And you said you didn't play Godfall, right?
I think maybe that's all of them. It went so fast. We're an hour in. I feel like we just started. I don't know. I could talk about this thing all day, but then I couldn't play it. So what the fuck are we doing here? Go back and play this thing.
Yep.
We will have more opinions for sure next week. I'll be spending a lot of time with my new best friend over the next week. But while we're talking about what we played, Huck, anything you got into on like Game Pass or anything like that?
Not too much. I finished off Quantum Break. Really enjoyed that game. Really liked the story aspect. I just love those sort of, Remedy and Quantic Dream style games where it's heavy story. And then I did try Star Wars Squadrons. I played the first 3 missions, I guess. Pretty good. It seemed to be missing a little something from like those TIE Fighter games that I used to love back in the day. I can't really put my finger on what it is. Maybe that there's no map and no sort of like way to really see the play space you're playing in. But I couldn't really put my finger on what it was. It seemed like it had most of the other stuff, changing your recharge rates on your shields and your weapons and your engines to give you like a boost of speed or weapons recharge or whatever. I did feel like it was a little claustrophobic compared to what I remember from TIE Fighter and stuff, but maybe it's just I'm not used to it yet. And as I played a little bit just before recording. It did feel a little better. This is like my second session of playing. It did feel a little better the second time around. Though I did have a little trouble tracking like the enemy ships while I was flying around. I don't recall having that much trouble in the original TIE Fighter, but maybe it's just the like little radar HUD is a little smaller in the like X-Wing cockpit than in a TIE Fighter cockpit. I don't know.
I don't know that much about the original TIE Fighter, and I guess that much about this game, but like I think the original TIE Fighter, that was a little more open-ended exploration-wise, right? Like, is this one, I assume it's just more focused on smaller stages with dogfighting?
Yeah, so far. I mean, I literally played 3 missions, so like 2 prologue missions and then the first of like the actual game. So
And
I'm
did it
really
actually
not very
take you
far.
through space, or was it like kind of a all in one location?
It's kind of like all in one. The area is pretty condensed. It's basically like follow me, and then if you need to go to a new area, they have like a little like hyperdrive waypoint type thing that you go to, and then it teleports you to the next area. TIE Fighter was definitely more like, here's a pretty large play space, especially in the first few missions, like patrol around this space station, and then people will come and attack you, or you have to scan ships, or I don't know. It was a little different feel. The only thing that I do know is a little frustrating is that in the original TIE Fighter, you could cycle through really easily all of the ships in the play space, even your own personal ships, by I think it was like T or R or some button to like go one way and the other one was go the other way. But in this, I think the only way is to like look at something and then hit A and it'll bring it up in your HUD. So if I'm trying to like kill a specific ship and I don't really know where it is in the 3D space, I have to kind of like just rotate around until I see it and then hit the button on it. Whereas like I could be kind of like flying away to get away from things and cycling it away from like TIE Fighter and then going on.
There is a cycle button in there. I don't remember if it cycles just enemy targets or not, but there's definitely some kind of cycle button in there because I was using it at one point.
Okay, that's probably me just not being familiar enough with the controls yet. Still early, but there seemed to be like some weird things they were trying to force in there, like repair bots and all this stuff, which was fine. It worked pretty well, and like your droid behind you can now help heal your ship. I did get a little frustrated, as per usual, with some of these games where it feels like all of the enemies are just attacking you. And like, even though I have 4 other like buddy ships, for some reason, like they're all shooting at me. I'm getting shot at from all directions. And my buddies are literally right beside me facing no attacks at all. So just stuff like that felt a little off, but I have been enjoying it. I am playing it just on the Xbox One, not in VR or anything. So I'm thinking it's pretty good, but I'm gonna keep playing it and see where it goes.
So this is on EA Play, right?
Yeah.
Which is now part of Game Pass.
Oh,
so
is it on EA Play? I don't know. I got it out of the library, so I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. There might be a 10-hour trial.
That's what I was gonna say. Like I saw it on there, but I think it's just a trial. But it's weird because usually they say 10 hours, but I think Star Wars Squadrons, like the main story, is less than 10 hours. So I don't know if they would then scale it down for that game or what the deal is. Like,
so for Battlefield 2, they let you have a trial, but it was literally like only a certain section of the game. So it was like the first like 2 hours, basically, like the opening kind of prologue thing. So they might do something similar where they let you play the first 2 kind of prologue missions and that's it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I had.
Yeah, I remember too. Fallen Order like had no trial.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That is on EA Play now. That just came out.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know. I didn't play anything else. Sean, do you have anything else or?
No, that's about it. I mean, definitely hoping to put some time in this week and talk a little more in depth about a few games, but it's an exciting time. Let's be honest.
Very. Never been happier.
I can't wait to fall even further behind in next gen prep. Can't wait.
Well, we've said it all, at least for now. I still feel like I'm missing something major, some gripe or something.
It's that stogie in your mouth.
Did you play NBA?
No, I checked my games I've played. That's everything I've played for sure. But I think there was something about the startup experience that Anyway.
Well, you did send a picture of it, like installing something. What was that about? To our group chat there.
Oh, that was just when you first put it in the firmware update.
Okay.
So I was waiting. I wouldn't have wasted my time texting you guys if I could have been playing. Like I got to do something here.
I mean, that is one of the unfortunate things about new consoles these days is you plug them in and then you wait for updates and it takes a while before you can actually play. Although if you do the PS4 to PS5 sync thing, you can still play games while that process is happening.
Oh, I have a question actually.
But if you sync, you're syncing the PS4 version, right? It's not like giving you the PS5 executable. You'd just be like using your PS4 versions in backwards compatibility mode.
Yeah, I'm just saying that like that process can take a long time and it doesn't lock up your PS5 screen. Like you could be playing Astro's Playroom or something instead.
Yes.
Did any of you go to the PlayStation Store on the PS5?
Yes.
Not yet.
Was it any different than the
maybe
web?
Maybe I didn't. Okay, well, we're in that. I'll say maybe I didn't go to the store. I just went to my library and I could filter by just PS5 games because I was trying to see like all the stuff I bought on PS4. Is it in my library? And that worked pretty well. And I was able to download all my games from there. So I guess I can't say definitively how I feel about the store yet. But I will say the new PlayStation app is definitely an improvement over the old one. Like I've been using it to, like I get, when stuff's downloading on my PS5, when it's ready to use, I get a notification on my phone and stuff like that. So, and like buying stuff on the app is definitely better than the web browser, which is still fucking brutal. But the app has definitely gotten better on the console, on phones and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's not that big a deal. I don't care that much, but it's better for chatting because it used to be like a separate app for chatting versus other stuff. And at least it kind of, there's some usability problems with it on like how to return and go back on stuff, but it's definitely better. I will say, I did want to mention, did you do I think it's the solid state highway or something like that level on Astro?
No, I think the first one I did was the jungle one, whatever that was.
In that level, I haven't done that one yet. Or did you ever get the gun or use a gun?
No.
I just have to say, using that gun has got me so excited for Ratchet and Clank. It's basically using Ratchet and Clank controls. Like when you're firing it, it goes into strafe mode. Whew, that game is going to be phenomenal.
Cool.
Get that gun. You. Oh my God.
Does Ratchet and Clank have a release date yet or what?
No, relax.
Is this thing going to get bumped to 2021?
I just checked actually earlier, and it says 2021 right now on Wiki or whatever Google pulls up.
What?
Yeah.
They said holiday, or I know all they said was launch window, which I think is like 3 or 4 months. I assume it's going to be 2021.
I thought for sure they said like before the end of the year, at some point, but maybe not.
I think
COVID.
Seriously, I'm pretty sure it was launch window. It will be part of the console launch window, which I assume is next year.
Just telling you what Google said. I would say Google's probably right.
Maybe.
Okay.
It's possible.
I think it's time to wrap up and start building more impressions, research stuff for next week. Although we are at the end of the show, people have probably tuned out. So this is probably the best time to make a correction. Editorial correction. I talked about something in the past. This was, I think, post on our Discord by Colin. And when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong, just like Dave Damashek and the late, great Jerry Orbach in Dirty Dancing. I was saying that the Saturn had the first analog controller, which was over the Nintendo 64, which was true for North America, but this was when consoles came out first. I think technically, well, just accurately, there was a Nintendo 64 analog controller in Japan before the Saturn analog controller in Japan. So I was wrong. I have to correct that and say Nintendo, we're the pioneers.
There you go.
I got a little excited, got a little ahead of myself, and forgot about how much did that used to suck when the console would be out in Japan and you just had to look at it from afar and be so jealous. That's how I felt for like 5 hours today when Sean had his PlayStation 5. I'm like, this is the worst 5 hours of my life.
Do I drive up to Sean's house and unbox it for him?
Like 4 months, 5 months you had to do that. If the internet would have been around for that, oh my God, it would have been pure torture.
Yep.
Anyway, I think that's it. Time to wrap it up. We'll be back with more PS5 stuff next week. Thanks for listening. and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Game Junk Prototype, episode 36. Stop. I'm not even sure if that's the right episode.
I think it's 37.
Is it 37?
I think so.
Are you sure?
I'm just double checking here.
I haven't checked our YouTube page this
36,
week
I
at
was
all.
right.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Fucking guy. I'm so excited. I've never been happier in my life.